Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker alongside Tom McKenzie. We're joined by Bloomberg's Sam Unstead. Sam, good morning. BAE Systems planning to speed up its shipbuilding in order to meet demand. I mean, this is music to the ears of the British government, surely, and it's after the big shipbuilding deal.
Yeah, well, music to the ears of the government and music to the ears of investors in defence stocks.
Yeah.
I think with the defence story has kind of moved on to a new part of the cycle now. You know, the spending is known. Now it's a question of who's going to pick up that spending and how are they going to execute on it once they get those contracts through. So BAE Systems coming out and saying we're going to shave 6 months off of how long it takes us to build warships. Music to those people, and so shares up about 3% today, having already rallied by about 65% this year.
And Trainline is in focus as well, Sam.
Yeah, another UK company, so an online ticket seller. Ticket sales stronger than expected in the UK. That was partly down to a kind of commuter recovery, so a little bit of a return to office story going on in the background there. Also lapping a period when there were more strikes. You know, we're going through a tube strike in London right now. That doesn't really affect Trainline so much because they're much more about the National Rail. That hasn't happened so much this year. That's been positive for them as well. And they're buying back £150 million of shares, which may not sound too much on the face of it, but is about 14% of their entire market cap. So that's very punchy. So their shares jumped as much as 15% earlier.
I'm still confused about why there isn't consolidation. You can go to Trainline and buy your train tickets for any rail line across the UK, but you can also go to the individual train lines website to buy your tickets. True. Very weird. Anyway, Fever Tree, also up today. Pricey tonics, working wonders.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mixed story, though, on Fever Tree. So their shares are up today. That's mostly because they're doing very well in the US. They did this large deal with Molson Coors, so they have this huge distribution network now. That's working quite well in the US. In the UK, though, a little bit weaker. So you're seeing people trade a little bit away from pricier tonics. So sales have gone down a little bit, actually, for Fever Tree in the UK. That's partly people trading away from restaurants. They make more margin on the stuff that they sell to restaurants. And then in stores as well, they are also seeing a little bit of a trade down. So they're getting hit by a kind of broader down trading story amongst UK consumers. But the US story is taking the precedence and shares are up about 8%.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.